Evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all well. A bit of a mental one again here. I do love a mental one, to be honest. I love crazy shit, to be honest. I love some crazy shit. So the channel's called The Story of. Might subscribe and like the video. The story of Leviathan waking up in Drake's Passage theory of the ocean beast giant creature is the name of the video. I don't think you needed quite so long title there, but she's gone with it. So Leviathan again mentioned in the Bible. To be honest, massive kind of beast. I think people can say it's described a bit like a dragon, maybe like what you're sort of picturing here. Drake Passage. Now, it's gonna get all fossil university honors here in a way. Like this is all sort of fossil university. So we're just gonna nib over to Google Earth here. Google Earth, the beautiful Earth. Be it round, be it flat. This is the Earth. So as we zoom in, here's a nice feature that's mentioned on Mud Fossil University. So Mud Fossil University's crack, which you can go and watch the channel. He kind of proves what he's saying. To be honest, is the beauty of it. You can go and watch his channel if you want. But he mentions this thing here, which again to anybody should look a lot like a scorpion's tail in a way. And the pincer of a scorpion's tail. So hold on just a second. So as we can see here, with a scorpion's kind of tail. If we look at the end and the protrusion and the point and sort of the whole sack of area here, not kind of the same tail in the same way. Bear with me just a second. So anyway, here's another scorpion's tail. See how it sort of kind of folds over into itself. Not exactly the same, but it does look a lot like a scorpion's tail, doesn't it? You've got to be honest here, and it kind of does. But it was just fucking massive. Now, if you kind of follow that round all the way up here, you kind of do get. It's hard to see on here. Or maybe I need to zoom out a bit more. So it all kind of that tail kind of runs up here, and the claim is by Mud Fossil University that was a creature, and that was the tail of a creature that was obviously unbelievably massive. And the Earth is made up of unbelievably massive dead creatures. He's kind of the crack, to be honest. If we go over to Africa, he has a crack with Africa as well. If you go and watch his channel, I'm not kind of trying to prove that. I need to kind of turn it round. How do I rotate the other way? I do not know this rotation of the Earth. Is it? Oh, is that doing us? Not doing us? No, I can't fucking do it. There's a fish in here anyway. If you go and watch his channel, so he kind of like. Yeah, I mean, it's mental. Obviously, don't get me wrong. It's fucking mental, but he kind of shows what he's saying. So this is Drake's Passage at the bottom of South America here. Hold on a minute. New. What's this? Show location. Show ID. Zoom in and out. How do I fucking twist the Earth so that it's the right way? Is my question here. Fuck it. Right. We'll go up. There we go. There we go. I'll spin on the bottom. Go to the bottom. Spin on its axis. Right. So here we have again. If everyone can see that quite well, what looks to be the head of an absolute mega beast that's kind of smashed its way through South America and Antarctica here. So it looks a lot like the head of a lizard in a way, doesn't it? You know what I mean? I mean, again, don't get me wrong. This is mental, but bear with us. So yeah, it kind of does look like the head of a massive creature in a way. Again, whether you would say it's this creature, obviously a massive creature like a dragon, It's up to you. Probably most people would say no. So, you go over to Mud Fossil University, and he'll kind of try and ease you in how this could be some sort of absolute massive creature, the likes of which you wouldn't believe. So just on the start off, it kind of does. I wish I could turn the camera around a bit better. Spin on me, world. How do I get looking? I want to be like looking down on it. Well, if fucking I can't. So we're having this angle. So again, it's mental, obviously, but it kinda looks like a massive creature, head of a creature, like a lizard. Again, we're going to say for the sake of argument, Leviathan. So this is Drake's Passage, a very famous area, really, due to how dangerous it is for shipping, and ships do not like to come down here because it's so violent, the ocean in this area. So, is that because, I mean, you've got this sort of mark here, this line, as if this head could have moved at some point, like left and right, and scraped the bottom of the ocean. But anyway, the ocean in this area is real bad. People don't like going down here. It's called Drake's Passage. Again, there's a whole. If you look at this from a different, like, go and research Drake's Passage, it's known for how bad it is for shipping. So, for some reason, the this particular area of the world's real. The seas are real rough and real bad. So, we're going to move over to the video, and the video is called "The Story of Leviathan Waking Up in Drake's Passage." So it's kind of claiming that this is Leviathan is kind of the crack. I'm not kind of claiming that. What is mysterious? Again, the video will put forth some coincidences in a way, and it's like here. There's a load of islands here on what would be the nose of this kind of dragon. That they're all volcanic and all like symmetrical. It's all kind of weird. Kind of looks like there's an eye over here or something. I don't know. Again, it's mental. Don't get me wrong, but there's just a few things that all sort of connect into this, and yeah, again, just mental, obviously. Again, called Mud Fossil University. So we'll watch the video anyway. Make your own mind up. It is kind of mental, but at the same time, I kind of think Mud Fossil University kind of shows you that there is been giant creatures on this planet that have died, like the likes of which people wouldn't believe the size of. And again, if you go around, you can, like, if you go to his channel, he's picked out. I mean, one thing I said before, he's kind of picked out this scorpion's tail here, which is one of the most prominent things you can see from distance. Then the other thing we've just been looking at there is like one of the other ones. It's like a massive dragon's head in the South Pole. So, mental obviously, but let's go and have a watch of this video.
Are giant creatures around us, in our realm? We know of many petrified ones, but how about supergiants, unimaginable huge creatures? There are always legends and stories about insanely huge creatures. Where are they now? How about being frozen or asleep? I have come across few people online claiming that this right here is dragon or snake being hibernated, and in fact asleep meaning alive. Let's investigate this further. This place is called Drake Passage. It connects the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans and is considered one of the most treacherous maritime routes in the world. It is around 600 miles. It is named after the 16th century English explorer Sir Francis Drake, although he never actually sailed through it.
Yeah, I mean, she goes on to explain in a second here, but Drake also means dragon. Drake's another word for dragon in the past. Again, I don't know if anybody. I knew that, to be honest. I've heard that before. Yeah, but Drake is an old word for dragon, coincidentally. And Sir Francis Drake, who gets credited for naming this place, again, but we get lied to about everything. Never went out there, never sailed there, so why the fuck did he name it after himself? Be a good question, but it does mean dragon, Drake. Is that a coincidence? Possibly not. Possibly not.
How about this? The term Drake has its origins in the Old English word draka, meaning dragon or serpent. Let that sink in for a moment. In medieval European folklore and heraldry, drakes were considered a distinct category of dragon, differentiated from the larger, winged dragons. Is there any chance that Drake Passage is named after the serpent or dragon rather than Englishmen who never passed by this place? Also, they only discovered it in 16th century, but this place has been there before with civilizations aware of it long time before them. Let's zoom in and look into this place. This does look like head of some reptile, and in the nose part there are equally separated openings. It's hard to see exactly because Google has blurred this area around those islands. People claim there are craters with a smoke that would indicate nostrils breathing smoke. Keep in mind the size of this place, it's over 600 miles, that's 1,000 kilometers. As you can see, these are equally spreader islands.
Yeah, I mean that's what I said before. Again, is it another coincidence? But here we have a load of islands that are separated absolutely perfectly in distance here. I mean, it must be at like 6 or 7, and they're all volcanic. Every single one of them is volcanic. So is that another coincidence? You know what I mean? It's when all your coincidences start stacking up. And again, we've got all this crack about civilization kind of started back up in the 1500s here. Again, they say they found this in the 1600s. So before then, before whatever happened, the kind of end of the millennium reign, possibly. This was everybody knew what it was, and again, these creatures, these gigantic creatures, like we showed you with the scorpion's tail here, wherever it went. These gigantic creatures were long ago. They were like Earth's first creatures, so to speak. Where like God knows how far down the line in what generation of creature we are upon the Earth. Well, these were like the first beasts to roam the earth, and again, there's ancient tales of like gods slaying these beasts. Again, you need to kind of go to Mud Fossil University to get a very thorough explanation of all this. To be honest, he really does go deep into it. I'm just sort of mentioning this because it goes along them lines, and it's again the coincidences are stacking up here. So it looks a bit like a dragon and a lizard. Drake means dragon and a lizard. It's got a load of islands that are absolutely symmetrical distance from each other. That are all volcanic. So they're stacking up here. We're stacking up.
Is this all coincidence? The shape is just so much resembling a reptile and nostrils. First is Zavadovsky Island. It is uninhabited volcanic island. Now this will shock you. Island consists of the active stratovolcano Mount Curry, which has a fumarologically active crater on the southwestern side. It's a crater with active volcano which has erupted many times, last time in 2016. It constantly lets the steam out that can be seen from above. Island is part of UK. Next it's
Yeah, Britain owns most of these islands, or England, or United Kingdom, or whatever, or us, or whatever. Yeah, we own them all, and so within the upper echelons of our government and the king, etc., they probably know all the crack. You know what I mean? They know all these cracks up in the again. This is kind of the secrets of the mystery school teachings in a way. All the secrets that we're kind of learning is kind of what you get taught in kind of the Freemasons and the Illuminati. As you drop down the levels, is kind of the crack, the real truth of the world and the universe, etc. I mean, probably going a lot deeper than this. You know what I mean? So yeah, Britain owns all these islands, every single one of them volcanic, and well, I think maybe Holland owns one or something. She'll get to it anyway. Yeah, but every single one volcanic, all absolutely symmetrical apart here.
Visokoi Island. Again is an uninhabited volcanic island. It consists of one major stratovolcano, Mount Hodson, with few eruptions at the past. Candlemas Island is a small, uninhabited volcanic island. Lucifer Hill has numerous fumaroles emitting volcanic gases and may have
Lucifer Hill, when you believe it.
produced lava flows as recently as the 20th century. There is always blurred out area outside the island view. Even photographs online focus mainly on the island, it doesn't show anything beyond them.
Yeah, I mean, another good point of that is like exactly with this map and the world. We kind of know what they'll show us. Again, Google Earth, renowned for fucking deleting things, and you know what I mean. So yeah, this is the kind of thing. This is the shit that we're shown. I mean, I think there's a crack with if I can find where's we go this way. No, New Zealand must be this way. We get ourselves back to Peru here. Another thing I seen on. Fuck me, I'm lost. I'm in Africa here. I'm in going to Croatia, Belgium. We're in upside down England here. It's got to be this way. It's got to be this way. Here we go. Brazil, Chile. There was like a weird thing if you zoomed in on Chile on some mountains. I don't know if we'll get it because I don't even know exactly where it was, to be honest. But there's a video exists and somebody zooms in on a part of Chile and there's like some sort of fucking demon there or something. So if we can get anywhere near it. I can't remember where exactly. You'd have to watch a video on it. I could maybe find that video. Hold on. Before I get to that, or I might just leave that for another video, to be honest. I'm gonna put it on the end. I'll just what Leviathan is. I thought I'd just mention it. Leviathan is a primordial fire-breathing sea monster from Hebrew mythology and the Bible, symbolizing chaotic, untamable power and divine sovereignty. Often depicted as a colossal sea serpent or dragon, it represents nature's fury and the unknown. It is also firmly used by Thomas Hobbes to describe the state's absolute controlling power. So, yeah, a dragon or a serpent, and in the Bible and Hebrew mythology, again, they always give us this mythology crack, don't they? But yeah, again, it's a creature of unbelievable size, and I kind of think God slays Leviathan. He's the crack. It's that sort of big and evil that only God can slay this creature. He's kind of the crack, I believe, and that's whether he has slayed it or is it still alive? Is it dormant? Is it hibernating? I mean, the volcanoes are still going off. You know what I mean? Are they connected to the beast? Is that the nose area? Again, fire breathing sea monster here. So volcanoes. Even with the sort of scorpion's tail thing I showed you, that goes right along a volcanic ridge. Like the poison of the tail is in somewhat the lava, weirdly. Yeah. So again, this all these are volcanic. Again, is that a coincidence? They're all breathing fire, like the sea monster Leviathan. Is this a coincidence, or is Leviathan? Does it exist as seen? And again, symbolizing chaotic, untamable power. Well, as I've said, the area of sort of Drake's Passage is renowned for being violent waters, very violent waters. Ships do not like to go down there. Could it because of whatever we're talking about here? I don't know. It's just, again, this is what's going on. So I shall go through the rest of the islands here. Hold on.
Saunders Island is a crescent-shaped volcanic island. All of those islands are British, by the way. Active stratovolcano Mount Michael, which has a lava lake in its summit crater and fumarolic activity indicating
I mean, Mount Michael, fucking thingy Lucifer, again, Michael, Archangel Michael, the God's strongest fighting angel there. Lucifer's mentioned as well, all named after biblical things.
recent eruptions. Another active volcano island called Montague. It has steam emissions and lava flows. Next is Thule Island, has volcanic activity, with reports of steam from the crater lake and ash emissions. Thule has been the subject of territorial disputes between the UK and Argentina due to its strategic location. As you have seen, all these islands are active volcanoes with craters of some sort.
Yeah, all of them active volcanoes. So the last one, Argentina are trying to claim. It's like the Falklands crack as well. Well, you can't have the dragon's nose, pal. You know what I mean? Britain has claimed Leviathan here. Leviathan is British. Let that be known out there to the migrants. We have Leviathan here, and if we unleash the beast, you migrant motherfuckers won't last 10 seconds. So, yeah, all joking aside though, looks a lot like a dragon's head. All of its nose area breathes fire, as we can see there. Again, Leviathan depicted as a sea monster, fire breathing, mythological. Again, every time they tell you that, it's probably true. That's another thing to go off here. Anytime you hear the word mythology, it was probably true. Basically, one of the other rules there. Another one being whatever the general public do the complete opposite. So if they're all lining up for vaccines there, do not do that. Always do the opposite. That's a rule to live by. So, dragon Leviathan's head, fire breathing. Looks a bit like an eye over here, where the eye would be. So there's more to the video. We'll play a bit more. Hold on.
Could that be a huge creature in state of brumation? Reptiles find a spot in the water and allow the surface to freeze around them, leaving just their snout exposed to breathe. Their metabolism slows drastically, with their heart rate dropping to only 3 beats per minute. This allows them to
Yeah, this is true. It's what alligators do when it's freezing. Just stick their nose up the top of the water and crack on, hibernate. I mean, if this motherfucker isn't dead, I mean, the volcanoes are going off, which would suggest it isn't. We all could be in a lot of trouble here. We all could be in a lot of trouble. Let's see if God has slayed Leviathan here. Hold on. So here we have again just an AI overview, but the kind of know the crack from reading the scriptures. In biblical tradition, God is described as slaying Leviathan, a multi-headed sea serpent. Right, hold on a minute here. This isn't multi-headed. Although, if you go for depictions of Leviathan, not many of them are multi-headed, to be honest. So who knows? We've got a big creature in the sea here that's massive, but now it's in a multi-headed one here. So we'll ask that in a sec. Is Leviathan multi-headed? But anyway, we've got Psalm here again. I don't know if anybody remember watching I Pet Goat the other day there, but written on the wall as it zooms out of the classroom, Psalm something is written on the wall, but I couldn't quite make out what it was. People will know. But that'll be a big clue as well. I meant to look what the psalm was in the video, but I forgot. And then when I watched the video back, I thought, fuck, I didn't look at the psalm. So, yeah, but there is a psalm written on the iPet Goat video there if you wanted to see what that psalm is and says. And that could connect into what iPet Goat's going on about. So, yeah, representing chaos and evil, using a fierce, great, and strong sword, mentioned in Isaiah and Psalm. Yeah, God slashes Leviathan's throat. The act that symbolises God's ultimate victory over cosmic disorder and enemy nations. So I kind of think, as I said earlier on, this has already happened. This was like the first run of Earth, so to speak. Again, there was amazing, massive creatures, and the serpent representing chaos and evil, and God brought an end to that time, just as He'll bring an end to this time. Again, the evil in the world is at an all-time peak, as we can see from the Epstein files here. That's why we kind of need to sort them out. Well, the world will probably end due to how bad it's got. Think of it that way. Every time the world got real bad, it ended. So there's a flood mentioned there, and if anyone remembers the crack of a flood and a guy called Noah. So yeah, kind of we need to sort this out. That's another crack. So anyway, God slays Leviathan is the crack with a great sword. So I kind of think that's already happened, and that was kind of, again, what these massive creatures on Earth are all about, and they've all been slayed by the gods. And again, if you go to Mud Fossil University, he'll kind of explain that to you in detail, a lot better than I will. So again, the only thing giving cause for concern, so to speak, is that it's got a sort of a nostril fire area on the dragon here, and they're all still active. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Just again, is it dead? Is it alive? Is it hibernating again? But if it is dead, Leviathan, then the god slays Leviathan, and it could be already dead. Oh, we're going to see some real if it's still alive, we're gonna get to see some real shit here, aren't we? That's the other way of looking at it. We're gonna see some real shit. So I'll play a bit more anyhow. Again, there's a lot more. Hold on.
Remain mostly motionless and conserve energy while submerged under the ice. As long as their nostrils remain exposed, they can survive for months in this dormant state. Taking into account the climate in that area, it makes one wonder. There are several myths and legends across different cultures that describe gigantic serpents or dragon-like creatures sleeping or dwelling in the depths of the oceans. The Zuni people of North America had myths about the sea god Kalawezi, which was likely a sea serpent creature. Jormungandr, also known as the Midgard serpent, is a legendary sea serpent from Norse mythology described as a massive snake that encircles the entire world and lives in the ocean. Now, what would it take to wake up a hibernated reptile? It would need to become hot enough for the ice to melt and waters to become warmer already. And to add this up, this activity on so-called Bouvet Island is right next to the Drake Passage. Let's have a look. There is recorded unusual activity around the island since February this year with some sort of radiation beaming from the island. Some claimed that this can cause waters to warm up too much and cause weather changes and hurricanes. The warming up factor, however, is the one that we are looking for. Our Patreon members will already know what we are talking about. If you pay attention to the location of this island being south below African continent right next to the Drake Passage.
What if I told you that what that is in the ocean can destroy the entire planet as we know it, and the entire world's military should be on call and on go? Now, let's talk about it. God,
The entire military. Are you having a laugh, mate? Again, it took God to slay Leviathan because of how incredible the beast was. It was a symbolization of God's ultimate victory over cosmic disorder. I mean, have you not read the book, pal? Have you not read the book here? There's no military stopping this motherfucker. I mean, is he not seeing Godzilla? That's kind of what Godzilla's going on about, to be honest. The film Godzilla pretty much depicts what's happening here. This is Godzilla. There was no armies could take Godzilla down here. He's fucking, again, read the book, sir. Read the book.
Godzilla ain't got shit on this. This reptile that could potentially be inside of the ocean that big, let me show you what I believe it is. I think it's warming up, and this is waking up. What in the absolute? Let me show you something on Google Maps. Watch this. Look at this. People, do you see that? It has scales, people. It has knocked its way through South America and Antarctica, and it has scales, people. Look at this shit. You can't make this up. Please go to your own browsers and pull this up, people. Please go and pull this up so that you know that I am not going. Look at this. And I want you to see what area it's in. The same anomaly. Look where it's headed. Look, off the coast of Africa. This is where we seen that anomaly at. All the way up the coast of Africa. And they told you it was the size of South America. Look at it. It is the size of South America. What in the absolute is in our ocean, people? Do y'all not see that? Those are scales, people. That is undeniable. Listen, eyes. Look at that eye. Look at that eye. Look at the holes throughout the nose on the front, people. This is in our ocean right now as we speak. There is a 5.4 earthquake that just happened on the head of that serpent. You guys, this dragon is waking up. And I'm about to prove to you that this dragon is waking up. Not only is it waking up, this dragon is the size of multiple continents. This is where the serpent, Drake's Passage, or Dragon's Passage, is located, right there. And if you look right here, you can see this is where the Ring of Fire starts, right at the neck of this thing, all right? And it comes up here, and I told you guys, these are wings. Look at that. South America is a wing. But if you follow this line, this bloodline right here, I believe is a vein, a major vein. That is, if you see it goes around there, it's following the same line over here as the Ring of Fire, all right? Now watch it. It's going to continue to go. It goes all the way around. All right, you can still see that line. You can watch it go up here. It goes up North America. All right, that same line is right there. It's going to come around. And this is where that you can see North America only has little spots. That line is not that dark there. The darker the line. So this is San Andreas Fault also running along there. And you can see where it starts to darken again, all right? Where it starts to darken in that loop. You see that? Those are going to be more active places. You see over here in that loop, things are more active right there. All right, we'll come back over here, continue to follow. This is still the wing, people. This is the wing. It takes that much. This is all of it. This is the wing, the left wing of this serpent, you all. This is the left wing right there. All right, and the right wing right here is Antarctica. We know this place is not a ball, but it runs from Antarctica and it comes here. This wraps the world. Whenever you guys see, look, here it is. It comes all the way out here. This is the same. You're not going to see these that act.
Again, I mean, this guy's, there's no questions asked with him, is there? There's absolutely no questions asked here. Again, and about being a wing and everything. But again, if you go to sort of the Mud Fossil University guy, yet again, he kind of describes how the Earth is biology. And the reason that sort of Sicily is falling over and mountains are falling in and earthquakes are happening is because the Earth is seeming to be getting warmer, but this seems to be happening from inside the Earth. Again, I think it relates to possibly something in space. Again, we're seeing pictures of, again, I've seen multiple videos now of the people thinking that there's something in space there. That could be a factor, the warming Earth up, gravitational forces, etc. I don't know, I'm not really a scientist, but ultimately they're not going to tell us the truth. Again, they're not going to cause widespread panic to the world if something massive's coming towards us in space. They're no better than to tell people the truth. They kind of proved that when they've done the run of War of the Worlds there on the radio in like the early 1900s, and everybody went crazy and some people killed themselves because they thought aliens had landed. Because the average person's stupid, do you know what I mean? The average person is stupid. And they can't wrap their heads round things like this. There's no fucking chance for them, you know what I mean? No chance can you wrap your head round any of this. I get that, I get that. If you're still here now, you probably can wrap your head round some of this. So, yeah, again, fucking mental, obviously mental. But you do have the South Atlantic Sea anomaly, that is a thing as well. Whether that's connected, I do not know, but we did that is a thing, the South Sea anomaly, whatever an anomaly is. But you've also, I've got another video with a sound that's emanated from Antarctica, apparently. I'll move on to that video in a moment. This one's nearly finished. I'll just play the end of this.
Because they have this thing frozen in hibernation, people. This wing is froze so that this reptile cannot move. Right now we have global warming, and all of this is starting to melt.
And it could not get weirder with recent marketing stunt in New York where Dragon was seen on top of Empire State Building. What occurred to be planned event has scared many and made everyone talking about the dragons. I don't claim it, and I don't deny it. I am just a messenger of these theories, but I do get the point why some people believe it so immensely. Drake Passage has one of the most dangerous waters imaginable. There is a say that passing through it is like escaping from the mouth of dragon. You cannot make this up.
Yeah, very, very violent waves. Again, Drake Passage, Dragon Passage, and again, it said it's like escaping the mouth of a dragon. So, that's kind of the crack. Again, I don't know where to look on the map on that. For that kind of demon in Chile, it's weird. So, this is Drake Passage here, as we've seen in Antarctica. Here we have the lizard, the dragon's head. And, again, like the depth from the top of this head to the bottom of this ocean, it'll be quite immense. So can you do that? Show upload placement. Measure distance and area. Add data layers. Try that. There. And I wanted to go down. Is it elevation? Elevation estimate. We haven't got one. Current finished and draw to see elevation. Oh, I haven't. No, I've done two. How many do you want to fucking do here? We're going around a big circle. That's 2,500 miles if you want to do that section. So, yeah, that's kind of the crack. Massive fucking weird looking dragon lizard's head down in Drake's Passage, which Drake does mean dragon in old English speak. Named after Sir Francis Drake, apparently, who never went there, never sailed there. I mean, it's a good cover story. Obviously, it's a good cover story for it being the head of a former massive Leviathan beast in the ocean here. Again, all the nose holes all evenly spaced, all volcanic. So the coincidences are stacking up here. Do you know what I mean? Again, the hope is this thing isn't fucking alive still, or we're all fucked here. To be honest, that's the other side of it. We're all fucked. But yeah, again, it could be like an ancient creature. That again, if you go to Mud Fossil University, he kind of explains how that could be. Obviously, it sounds mental without any proof or explanation here. We know that. We know that. So, I mean, the other thing is, what else is on the Earth that they won't show us? Do you know what I mean? We're not allowed to look at. I mean, what the fuck's going on here? Look at this. Look at this. You got what the fuck's going on here? I mean, that's mental, isn't it? Obviously, we're not allowed to see what the fuck's going on there. So yeah, there's a lot of mysteries in this world, and people think there isn't because we have all these maps. But all these maps have been fucking tampered with. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely tampered with it. Right, we'll move over to a sound that's emanating from Antarctica here again. I mean, I just thought that looks a bit like a creature's head there. There's an arm, another arm that's died, and a leg and a leg. That looks a bit like, you know what I mean? So the kind of crack is that if you go to Mud Fossil University, the Earth's made up of massive dead creatures. Is kind of the crack here. So we're just on. Oh fuck, the channel's gone off it. Sunder Cool. I've mentioned the channel before, quite a while ago. Does quite good like sort of podcasts and mentions mysterious things. This one particularly was about Flight 370, MH370, vanished possibly 10, 12, 13 years ago. Oh, it is 2014. So 12 years ago, nearly on the 8th of March, I believe it was the 7th, to be honest, not the 8th. Again, they'll have a 7 and a 3, the old Illuminati. 3 and 7 in the flight number, 3 and 7. They'll have a 7 and a 3. I believe it was possibly the 7th that it went missing. Could be wrong there, but they do love a 7 and a 3. Again, there's all numerology to do with MH370 as well, to be fair, if you got into it. So, yeah, this video was about Flight 370. Apparently people are looking for it again for free. So, again, we seen that video a bit ago where it seemed like UFOs fucking disintegrated it somehow or teleported it. I don't know, fucking... Again, that's mentioned in here, and it's claimed that's authentic footage, and the guy believes it, you know what I mean? So, mental, yet again, with that as crack as well. Who knows? Again, I hope you get that. It fucking wound me up when this happened. It really did. Like, I was well on this, trying to figure out what the fuck had gone on here. And no answers were ever coming, to be honest. We're still kind of... We don't know. There's theories, but ultimately we don't know. So... yeah, so they were talking about Fleet 370 here, but they go into a noise in Antarctica.
The boop. And I was like, what is the bloop? I have no idea what the bloop is. They're looking for the bloop. And I was like, you've never heard of this?
No, it sounds like something we would talk about, though.
Definitely. I can't remember ever talking about this, but in 1997, a mysterious sound was detected from 3,000 miles away inside the ocean. And it's like that's like hearing a sound when you're in New York, hearing a sound from London. Like it's two different microphones from 2 different locations, 3,000 miles apart. Heard the same sound. And I'm going to send you the sound real quick.
Did it happen like at the same exact time, or did it span?
Time.
Oh, okay.
Exact time.
That's weird.
Yeah, so you could play this into the microphone. It's very, very quick. They heightened it up because it went to 0 to 50 hertz, like that. Louder than a blue whale, louder than any animal or creature ever could make.
All right.
Good. Listen. That right there. That blue?
I mean, it kind of sounded like a bubble.
That's it. But it was so massively loud, you can turn it off. It's just slowing it down then.
Yeah, so again, it's now on a summit in terms of the sound. It's not like a dragon or anything. Yeah, like a bloop, as if like something let an air bubble out, but apparently like must have been one of the biggest air bubbles of all time. And again, the volume of the sound was apparently louder than anything that's ever been known, especially in the animal kingdom. So again, it kind of emanated. I'll let him tell you. Hold on.
But it was so massively loud, you heard it from 3,000 miles away. So that's that's heightened
That's a
like
big bubble.
intensity.
I was worried
Yeah,
that you were
so-
about to play that at like the volume it projected.
Yeah, me
Oh
too.
no!
Just-
Imagine it's just a fart noise. That's it. That's the story. But it happened in 1997. They did research. They could not find the source. It happened again. Next time it happened in 2005, and so they started looking again with their new technology, trying to source it, and they tracked it to one location: South Indian Ocean, Antarctica.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, they claim it was a ice shelf of a glacier breaking off underwater.
All right. Well, I mean, yeah, possibility, but you would hear it like surely a sliding, a crashing, if that was the case. I mean, they're going to lie about it, obviously. If there's a massive fucking creature down there, you know what I mean? They're not going to tell us that. So it's not really connected. Other than it being in Antarctica, being a really loud sound. These people aren't in any way connecting it to what I've made this video about. I just thought it was interesting that it was also in Antarctica, where we're kind of getting the claims that this is kind of going on. You know what I mean? Yeah, hold on. Well, I've lost the area again. Oh, here we are. So yeah, again, it didn't say where in Antarctica though. I mean, just again, but heard from thousands of miles away. So I had no idea if they're connected or anything at all. Just thought it was interesting. Again, from Antarctica, and you've got apparently there's been an earthquake or two. You've got all these volcanoes that are still active. So who knows? I mean, the other side is it doesn't seem to have a body. You know what I mean? Because elevation wise, this is all higher up, but then it kind of dissipates into nothingness, doesn't it? So absolutely mental, obviously, absolutely mental. If you go to Mud Fossil University, it's kind of less mental, to be honest. But yeah, I just thought it was interesting. A lot of coincidences as well. Drake meaning dragon again. All the noses being sort of volcanic. Yeah, and like if you've watched Mud Fossil University, it gives it a bit more, well, credence that it could be an absolutely gigantic creature. Again, it's kind of like all this has gone on thousands of years ago. Do you know what I mean? This is long before human beings were ever sort of invented. The whole Adam and Eve crack situation here, it was long before would seem to be the crack. When a lot of people won't believe this, but when sort of the Earth was the God's plaything in a way, again, God slayed Leviathan is the tale that we've heard here. Again, whether you believe in the Bible, there's a big jump and leap, I would imagine as well. So yeah, again, Psalm, again, whatever the Psalm was in IPEC Goat. Hold on, we'll see if I can just find that before I go. Well, the AI overview is wrong anyway. It does not. It says here it does not directly feature a quote or specific psalm. Definitely does on the wall there, as we've seen. Hold on, we'll see if we can see what it is. So here we are. Psalm 23, maybe. I think it's maybe a 23. We've got sort of a thing here. Psalm 23, maybe. Hold on. So you type in then Psalm 23, I forget 2, and then it comes up with an answer. You know what I mean? Psalm 23 is a well-known biblical passage. The Lord is my shepherd, emphasizing God's guidance, comfort, and protection. Icon 2 is a symbolic dialogue-free 2012 animated short by Elephant that explores themes of spirituality, politics, and occultism. No, yada, yada, yada. So, the Lord is my shepherd, is the psalm. The Lord is my shepherd, apparently, Psalm 23. It's what it looks like to me, anyway. So, yeah, the Lord is my shepherd. Again, there's a lot of stuff in here. I mean, I noticed that after I'd made the video, I kind of thought of a few other things that I've seen as well that I forgot to mention. Again, I think there was something. Oh, like the dove of peace, I think, goes into the hands of Jesus while he's in the boat and it burns up. So here's war coming and an explosion. Looks like a mosque or something. Again, that is the Star of Islam. There, I believe, is the dove of peace. Lands on Jesus' fingers and he burns the dove of peace up because there will be no peace, as we see. There we go. So yeah, there's a lot in here. Again, I kind of when I was watching it back again, I seen a few things, and I thought, oh, that's what that means, and you know what I mean. I mean, there was the old woman that was dancing, and then she opens her legs, and there's blood here, as we can see. I mean, that will have some significance as well. I don't particularly know what that is, but she's in a prison here. She's marking it on the walls. It'll be some sort of biblical reference to something. Not sure, to be honest, but again, there's a lot in here, as I said at the time. You've got to sort of pick your way through. Again, like World War Three with the tanks, kind of a woman stood in front with a flag, kind of like of what the whole China scene in a way, I think, in front of the tank. Yeah, it's a lot to pick through, but it's just on YouTube if you wanna. I'll leave it there anyway, and peace.